are still onto the program, you know, in 2003, Nigeria adopted the Child Rights Act to domesticate the Convention on the Rights of the Child. There's been a lot of controversy on what should be done, how it should be implemented. Just last week, there was the issue of child not bride. A lot of people supposedly misunderstood the National Assembly on whether children should marry at a very young age. So in order to be able to clear the air very well and talk more about this matter, I have with me in the studio Oke-Odumakin. She's a human rights activist, and I wouldn't like to say more than that. She's a lot of things, but a lot of people know her as a human rights activist. I also have to my left here, I have Mr. Liberos Osoma. He is a legal practitioner. Did I get your name right?
Oshoma.
Yes. Great. I'll put H next time.
Thanks for having me. My
well, so let's quickly get right into it. Let me start with you, ma'am. You know, many are claiming that the refusal or to change Section 29, subsection 4B, implicitly endorses child marriage, but the Senate does not agree with this. What do you think about this position?
Well, really, the implication, the Section 29 deals with renunciation of citizenship, and then that is in that light that Section 29(4)(a) then says anyone who wants to renounce citizenship must be of full age, and then define that full age to be 18 years and above. And then 29(4)(b), that's Section 29 subsection 4B, also defines a woman who is married to be of full age. And it's in light of renunciation of citizenship that anyone who wants to renounce his or her citizenship must be up to 18 years. But those who always want, to twist, the Constitution, then we take that to mean that any woman who is married is of full age. And the consequence of defining anyone, even if a child is married, if a child is 10 years, if it's 11 years, then that child will be deemed to be of full age. It's in that light that we had to tell the world that although our Constitution remains supreme, no matter how flawed that document is, we don't have any piece of document except the 1999 Constitution. And the Child Rights Act has been passed into law. And since 2003, about 24 states, have domesticated it. And we still have other states. We have like Kogi, Ebonyi, and Niger, that their governors are yet to append their signature. And then we have like Kebbi, Sokoto, Bauchi, Nasarawa, about 10 other states in the north that have not yet passed it. So we are saying that if this Section 29, subsection 4B, that says any woman that is married shall be deemed to be of full age, is subject to abuse. It's also violation of Section 277 of the Child Rights Act that defines a child as anyone that is below the age of 18. Again, we have had this going on for a very long time, that you have the girl child being married out, suffering from VVS, and according to the demographic health survey research that was carried out, about 12,000 of our girls, suffer from this VVS. And so this is the time for us as citizens of this country to even stand up. It's not even under any religion. Nigeria is a signatory to all UN conventions, and so it should not be at variance with our Constitution. So in the light of what the Senate wanted to do, is in light of renunciation of citizenship. But we said if somebody is 18, except somebody is 18 years, the person cannot obtain a driver's license. Anyone who is not up to 18 cannot vote. Why then do we want to keep that section of the Constitution that says any woman that is married shall be deemed to be of full age? So a lot of some school of thought might just believe that, or we tend to believe that it has to do with citizenship. But in another breath, when you interpret what that section means. It then means that any child can be taken, any child can be married, and the person will be deemed to be of full age. Again, if we are talking about citizenship, there should be no discrimination. Section 42 of our constitution is stated clearly there that no one should be discriminated against based on the person's public opinion, based on the person's place of origin, sex, ethnicity, and culture. And so when you then want to brand somebody that on the basis of sex, that person can be discriminated against. That is why we call, and we are still saying that that obnoxious section 29 subsection 4B should be outrightly deleted.
Okay, Liberals, let's look at it from another perspective. The Senate is saying very clearly that this section 29 4B is strictly to do with renunciation of your citizenship and nothing else. You're a legal practitioner. And some people are seriously concerned that if it was to be left like that, that some people will squeeze in through this tiny little hole to create problem. Is that possible legally?
You see, the problem we have here is a problem of implementation of our laws. Because if you look at the spirit of that section, not just the section, and the spirit behind the section, I think the drafters of that section in 1999 did not envisage that it would be subject to this abuse that
Are you
the
sure
likes
they
of
did not
Yoruba's-
envisage?
No, it wasn't. I would explain to you. The intention, ordinarily, if you look at that section, it says, for time, I won't read everything. It says, the president, subsection 3, the president may withhold the registration of any declaration made under subsection 1 of this section if the declaration is made during any war in which Nigeria is physically involved, or, in his opinion, it is otherwise contrary to public opinion. And then for the purpose of this section of renunciation, full age means 18 years and above. And any woman who is married shall be deemed to be of full age. And so, when you now look at this section, the presumption ordinarily is that in Nigeria being a largely uneducated country, at a time, if you still remember, we still deposed to affidavit. I do not know when I was born, but I was informed that I was born at so and so time. So the presumption at this time was, for those that you cannot for sure say that they were born at so and so time, but are married, because, mind you, the presumption is that for you to be married, you must be of full age. That's why if you see a woman, you call her, this girl, you say, no, I'm not a girl, I'm a woman. Because the presumption then is that you've come of age. But the pedophiles in our society decided to latch in on this section to say, look, even if I marry a 2-year-old, deem her to be of full age. And so people like Yerima marrying a 13-year-old now asking us that we should deem this girl to be of full age by virtue of paragraph 4 of a subsection, paragraph B of subsection 4 of section 29 of our constitution. And you cannot read that section in isolation. That's why I say the problem we have is implementation of our law. The section already defines who
Is a
is
full
of full
age.
age.
Okay.
And then when you now say presume somebody to be of full age, it's rebuttable. For the fact that the law presume you to be of full age also does not mean that you are full age. So if we have good institutions, the moment Yerima married an underage, that is contrary to the Child Right Act. He should have been, because the punishment for that is 5 years in our Child Right Act. He should have been prosecuted immediately, because there is no provision in our law guaranteeing him that he can marry an underage. And so what they now do is to give the impression that this law allows them to do that.